The start to 2022 has been abnormal as far as comparing it to past markets, but it looks exactly like what we suspected it would from following and studying the current trends. Now, if you are one of those people who is thinking the market is cooling off, the data does not support your theory. But stick around, let's talk about why and what we are seeing happen. I'm Megan Haynes with Heart to Home AZ team at Realty One Group, and this is your monthly market update. Now, in October of 2021, we saw a downward trend in supply that continued through December, taking us to the lowest number of active listings at the end of the year that was ever recorded. Now, normally we would see strong flow of new listings coming in January, but we started this year off with the lowest active listings in January ever recorded. So what are we seeing happen? We are seeing a normal amount of buyers for January, but they are up against abnormally low inventory. And this still creates that supply versus demand problem, and so we will continue to see prices rise. Now, this brings us to the issue of affordability. I mean, homes stop appreciating when people cannot afford to buy them anymore. And in the third quarter of 2021, we saw a subtle decline in buyer interest. But then investors and iBuyers stepped in to continue the buying of all of our supply. So we'll have to watch their activity to see what they do to know how that will affect this market. So in a nutshell, sellers can expect to see prices continue to rise at least through the first quarter, and local analysts are predicting through the second quarter of 2022 as well. Now, what if you are a buyer looking to purchase a home? As prices rise, it may feel overwhelming to you as you think of purchasing a home, dealing with bidding wars and a lot of the time getting what feels like less than you want for more money. However, it is really important to take a look at the big picture if you are trying to decide on whether to buy a home or continue renting. Now, break out your calculators. We are going to put on our math caps and run some calculations. Follow along. It will all make sense in the end. For a typical 1,500 to 2,000 square foot home, the median cost is $420,000 in Arizona right now. The estimated payment, assuming that you put 10% down and including principal, tax, and insurance, is $2,123. Now, the median monthly rental rate for the same sized house recorded through the Arizona Regional MLS is $2,195 in the fourth quarter of 2021. That's just $72 more per month. So what's the advantage of buying versus renting? Now, I am sure you have heard that when you buy, you are paying your own mortgage instead of your landlord. And this is the main point, but let's look closer at what exactly that means for you as a buyer versus you as a renter. Now, let's put it through a couple different market condition scenarios and say that we're going to use the same house we purchased for $420,000 with a 10% down payment. And we're going to keep the house for 3 to 5 years because owning a home is a long-term investment. So let's say that the market stops appreciating and you buy a house today and the house doesn't appreciate at all over the next 5 years. Yikes! But don't worry, it's not as bad as you think. Now, during this time, you have paid down your loan principal by 20%, which is enough that you no longer need to pay a premium mortgage insurance or PMI. So now you're saving $200 on your monthly payment. So you are still ahead of what your rent would be, even if rents didn't go up either. Now let's assume, hypothetically again, that while you as the homeowner is paying down your loan and the home value fluctuates, it goes up, it goes down, it can go sideways, but still it averages about 6% appreciation rate over the 5 years. And that's close to what the current rate of inflation is right now. Now the home would then be worth $562,000, an increase of $142,000 after 5 years. You as the homeowner went from $42,000 in equity to $226,000 in equity. And your monthly cost was nearly the same as what you would have paid in rent anyway. So for this reason, even when the monthly payment required to buy is close to that of rent, buying still wins in the long game. So if you are thinking of buying or selling your home, let's talk. It may not be something you can do today, but putting a plan in place now can help you gain wealth in the long term. We are here to answer your questions and help you realize the dream of home ownership. So from our heart to your home, have a great day.